There it is.
Yeah. Good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah. Shabbat Shalom. I am Diane Posner, and I serve on your board as your treasurer. Tonight's service will be led by Rabbi Carla. Donna Wiener will be lighting the Shabbat candles. And we have two new members here tonight, and they are Patricia Carmel and Jeffrey Stram. We also have two visitors, Cantor Tract and Judy Bornstein.
But they're not connected, no.
What? Oh, because of
No.
the tract? No.
No.
As a matter of fact, one's sitting on one side of the sanctuary and the other one is
Yeah.
sitting in the middle of the sanctuary.
Just so it's perfectly clear,
Right.
yes. Okay, well, you never know around here. Okay, well, we are going to begin with something a little different, but before we do that, let me remind you to turn off your phones. Aha, I knew it, I have it right here. Turn off your phones, and I'm going to say it now because I won't remember later, but remember to turn them back on later. We're going to begin with a video tonight. A little Rosh Hashanah humor there. So now, Ed, coming, he's coming, yes. Well, this is the last Shabbat in the month of Elul. In the Sephardic custom, what they do is end every weekday morning service with the sounding of the shofar during the month of Elul. We don't have weekday morning services, so we sound the shofar before Shabbat. And as you can see, it's clearly not Shabbat, right? Everybody can see that. Okay, and here's our Baal Tekiah, the master, out of the closet once again. Okay. It's all yours.
No, okay.
Well, that's another Elul down. Okay. So what we're going to do now is what we like to do on Shabbat evening. We like to take the opportunity to set the week behind us. We like to set the week behind us, and this time we can set the whole year behind us because it is the end of Elul. So I'm going to ask you to put your feet on the floor and your back against the chair. And I'm going to ask you to close your eyes, and I'm going to ask you to Pay attention now to your breathing. Just the regular breathing, slowly in and out. Just pay attention to it and relax. Let it flow through you, in and out, breathing naturally, breathing comfortably. And I want you to remember that Shabbat is an island in time, an island we can access every week because we are fortunate enough to be celebrating Shabbat. And on this particular Shabbat, as we relax, let go of the week, we think back to the challenges of this year, many, many challenges of the year, and we think back to the ways we have coped with them, and we think forward, hoping for a year of peace and health and ease of stress. So we are enjoying ourselves on this little island that is an exception to the flow of the river, an interruption of the flow of the river around it. Take in a deep breath, take in a deep, deep breath, and let it go. And as you take it in, smell the pine trees on the island, and let it go. And as you take in the deep breath, feel the relaxation of just being at ease, and let it go. And open your eyes. We're going to continue now with the singing of Yedid Nefesh. It's on page 2 in our Elul prayer book. Let me remind you that if you don't have a prayer book that looks like this, if you're looking at a blue prayer book, you're in the wrong place. So you need a copy of Mishkan Halev, and we're going to be on page 2 for Yedid Nefesh, which is, as it says at the bottom of the page, a poem, a piyut, that is attributed to Rabbi Elazar ben Moshe Azikri, who lived from 1533 to 1600. So this is a really old piece of our liturgy. Yedid Nefesh. And we are going to continue on page 6 in the prayer book with a reading, and you will also see it on the screen. And I invite you to read with me. Before we slip too quickly into the season of the soul, let there be a Sabbath of Sabbaths for the heart. Before the music of creation's majesty, let there be a silent praise of existence. Before the feast of sanctified words, let there be a poetry of solitude. Before we enter the palaces of prayer, let us find within ourselves a place of calm. Before we revel in the wondrous and sublime, let there be an honest inward gaze. Before the rites and ceremonies of awe, let there be quieter days, an island of attentiveness. And we're going to light Shabbat candles. Oh, here's Donna. Here's Donna.
I need the microphone.
Yes, I know you do. Wait. I need to find what you're reading. Well, yeah, you may have it, but I don't. Okay, never mind. Do you have
All right.
matches, Donna?
Yes, I did. I had them. I had a little box right here.
Oh, okay. That's very helpful,
Yes.
actually.
Or 2 sticks.
No.
In the beginning, emptiness and chaos, a great darkness over the deep. The Spirit of God moved over the waters, explosion of light, the long chain of emerging life. Behold, it was very good. These candles evoked the very first light. Out of the darkness came reason, purpose, consciousness of beauty, the power to discern and do what is right. Let us hold the light in our hearts. Let us bring it with us into the darkest corners of creation. Where there is pain and fear, let us offer the light of love. Here we go.
Ooh, yeah.
Putting it here.
Yeah.
All right. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu mitzvotav v'tzivanu lahad likner shel Shabbat.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. Off you go. Oh, look at that. And we're going to continue with Kiddush, which is on page 12 in the Siddur, and it's on the screen as well. If you're following us at home and you have a glass of wine to raise, we invite you to do that now. And I ask all of you in the sanctuary to please rise for Kiddush. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho b'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu zikaron lemase v'reishit ki hu yom techila lemikrae kodesh zecher l'tziat Mitzrayim kivanu v'acharta v'otanu kidashta mikol ha'amim v'shabbat kodshecha be'ahava uvratzon hinchaltanu, Baruch atah Adonai, Mekadesh HaShabbat. L'chaim. And we're going to continue on page 22 with Lecha Dodi, which will be on the screen. And you can sing along with this. You can do that. So let's go to Lecha Dodi.
Diddy dum diddy lecha dodi, diddy dum diddy likrat kala, diddy dum diddy penne Shabbat nekabela. Diddy dum diddy lecha dodi, diddy dum diddy likrat kala, diddy dum diddy penne Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi, lecha dodi likrat kala, penne Shabbat, penne Shabbat nekabela. Shamor v'zachor b'dibur echad, hishmi'anu el ha'meyuchad. Adonai echad hu shemo echad, l'shemo letiferet ve'litila. Lecha dodi, lecha dodi likrat kala, pene Shabbat, pene Shabbat nekabela. Likrat Shabbat lechu v'nilchakim bekor haberacha, merosh mikedem nesucha sof ma'aseh v'machshava tchila. Lecha dodi, lecha dodi likrat kala, pene Shabbat, pene Shabbat nekabela. Mikdash melech ir melucha, kumitzeim mitoch ha'afecha. Rav לשבת בעמק הבכה, והוא יחמול עלייך חמלה. lecha dodi, lecha dodi likrat kala, pene Shabbat, pene Shabbat nekabela. Hinareri me'afar kumi libshi bigdei tifartachami, al yad ben yishai betalach mikorba el nafshi ge'ala. Lecha dodi, lecha dodi likrat kala, pene Shabbat, pene Shabbat nekabela. Hitoreri, ki ba'orech kumiori, uri shir daberi kevod Adonai alayich nifla. Lecha dodi, lecha dodi likrat kala, pene Shabbat, pene Shabbat nekabela. Diddy dum diddy dum da 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 dum, diddy dum da da da. Diddy dum diddy dum diddy da da dum, diddy dum diddy dum diddy da da.
Various and sundry artists have recorded Lecha Dodi, and I can never figure out why they choose to sing some verses and not others. Just don't get that at all. So in this version, which I really like, do you like that one? Yeah. Like that one? Yeah. They left out the last verse. Put in a couple that we don't normally sing. Yeah. Well, not helpful. Well, having now settled that matter, we're going to continue now on page 24 with Chatzi Kaddish. It's also on the screen, of course. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah B'alma divrach chirutei v'yamlich malchutei B'chayechon uv'yomechon uv'chayei dechol Beit Yisrael Ba'agala uvizman kariv v'meru Yehei shmei Rabbah mevarach le'alam ulal me'almaya Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yithadar v'yitalev v'yithalal shmei dekudesha v'richu le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata damiran be'alma v'meru. We continue now with the formal opening of the service, the call to worship, the Barchu, on page 26 and on the screen. Please rise. The push it the other way, it goes the other way.
I know, but it was stuck.
Oh, that happens all the time. Lai, 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 lai. Lai, 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 lai. Lai, 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 lai. Lai, 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 lai. Baruch hu et Adonai hamivorach. Baruch Adonai hamivorach leolam va'ed. Lai, 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 lai. Lai, 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 lai. Page 29 in the prayer book, and the text is going to be on the screen. At least I think it's going to be on the screen. There it is, look at that. So let's read together. Holy is twilight, the realm of in-between, and so our sages taught, pray in the moments when light and darkness touch. We are all twilight people, beyond categories and labels. May the sacred in-between of this evening suspend our certainties, soften our judgments, widen our vision. Let it illumine our way to the God who transcends all boundaries and definitions. Blessed are you, God of all, who brings on the twilight. And so we continue with Ahavat Olam.
אהבת עולם, בית ישראל, עמך, אהבת, אהבת עולם, בית ישראל, עמך, אהבת, משפטי, אותנו לימדת. תורה ומצוות, חוקים ומשפטים, אותנו לימדת. אהבת עולם, בית ישראל, עמך אהבת. כן אדוני אלוהינו, תשובנו ופקומנו, נשיח בחוקיך ונשמח בדברי תורתך ובמצוותיך לעולם ועד, לעולם ועד. אהבת עולם, בית ישראל, עמך אהבת. כי הם חיינו ואורך ימינו, ובהם נגד יומם ולילה, ובהם נגד יומם ולילה. אהבת עולם, בית ישראל, עמך אהבת.
Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael. And we will continue now with the Shema, which is on the screen. It's on page 32 in the prayer book. Please rise for the Shema. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Vaed. V'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha uv'chol nafshecha uv'chol meodecha. V'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam b'shivtecha b'veitecha uv'lechtecha v'aderech uv'shochbecha uv'kumecha ukshartam leot al yadecha v'hayu letotafot bein einecha וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני Elohechem. Adonai Elohechem emet. We continue now with a reading on page 41, which is also on the screen. Eternal, watch over my small domain of light and shadow, those few people who share my love, and all others upon this earth that sometimes shakes with thunder and reverberates with lightning. Help us to live with fear and conquer rage. Heal the hate that makes us kill and covers the ground with this red sea that only you can part. So we may all walk through the wilderness to your realm of peace, where all men and women are one, and sing your blessed name. We continue now with Mi Chamocha.
Elohim Adonai, ni kamocha nedar b'kodesh, Torah tehilot osefel, mavutecha, ra'u banecha, chokei hayam mipnei Moshe.
Only in you my soul finds quiet. My rescue comes from you. You, my rock, still point of the turning world. I hold fast and will not fall. We continue with Hashkivenu.
Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu Lishalom Lishalom Hashkivenu Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu Leshalom La'amideinu Malkeinu Lechayim Uleshalom Uleshalom Hashkivenu
I think we like that one too. Mm-hmm. We have a reading on the screen now that is on page 44. Let's read together. We lie down in darkness this day, with its burdens passes away. Raise us up to the light of a new day. Change us with the season. Give us rest and renewal. Make us eager for the dawn. And that is going to bring us to Vishamru.
And God saw on the sixth day all that God made. The heavens, the heavens, the heavens, and all of the earth, and all that was within them. And on the seventh day, God rested. ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לאור יום השביעי שבת וינפש שבת וינפש ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם ביני ובין בני God rested. On the seventh day, God rested. God rested.
Cool. No, that's actually Temple Emmanuel in New York City. Yes, and if you were watching the Holocaust program last night, there was a shot of that bima. Yeah, which I recognized because of this. Because I've only been in that sanctuary personally once, and that was a very long time ago. Don't ask me what I remember of that. But, well, I'll tell you what I remember of that, actually. This was in 1960, maybe 1960, actually. And I had been participating in a B'nai B'rith girls event in the Pocono Mountains. We were talking about the Poconos a little while ago. And they took us into New York City, all sorts of things. And they brought us to Temple Emmanuel. And there was a little sign on the wall as we were going into the sanctuary that said, "Please remove head coverings." Cantor Mo Glasman was not there at the time. You could see he was wearing a kippah, right? Yes. That's what I remember of, but the sanctuary is spectacular, so, as it should be. So we're going to continue now with the Amidah, which begins on page 48. Please rise for the Amidah. Adonai, sifatai tiftach, ufi yagid tehilatecha. Adonai, sifatai tiftach, ufi yagid tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips, and my mouth may declare your praise. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Adonai, sifatai tiftach, ufi yagid tehilatecha. Adonai, sifatai tiftach, ufi yagid tehilatecha. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu v'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, v'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, v'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'Konei Hakol, V'Zocher Chazdei Avot V'Imahot, Umevi Geula Livnei V'neihem, Leman Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Ozer U'Moshia U'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham ve'ezrat Sarah. Tagibor leolam Adonai, Mechaye hakol ata Rav Lohoshia. morid hatal. Mechalkel chaim bechesed, mechaye hakol berachamim rabim, somech noflim verofei cholim, umatir asurim, umekayem emunato, lishene afar. Mocha Baal Gevurot Umido Melach Melech Memit Umechaye Umatzmiach Yeshua V'ne'eman ata l'hachayot hakol Baruch atah Adonai Mechaye hakol Ata kadosh v'shimcha kadosh Ukdoshim b'chol yom yahalalucha sela Baruch atah Adonai ha'el hakadosh. Diane, don't go away. Yeah, stay here.
Shalom Aleinu Ve'al Kol Yisrael Leinu Inu Amen. Oseh Shalom Roman Uyaseh Shalom Aleinu Ve'al Kol Yisrael Leinu Inu Amen. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu Ve'al Kol Yisrael. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu Ve'al Kol Yisrael. 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 Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu Ve'al Kol Yisrael.
Well, it's that moment in the service when we have the opportunity to offer prayers for the sick. And we will begin with music. Then I will read the names of congregants for whom we are praying. And I will give you an opportunity to offer prayers for other people. And then we'll go back to the music. So let's begin with the music.
אז נתחזק ונתרפא.
This Shabbat, we are offering prayers for the following members of the congregation: Beverly Adler, Robert Berg, Elaine Bialer, Barry Brown, Andrea Chasen, Freda Cohen, Marianne Fink, Joan Frankel Ford, Batsheva Sarah Gamaran, Nancy Goodstein, Marcia Katz, Verdna Kelly, Dorothy Kemp, Joan Kramer, Marlis Markovitz, Bonnie Meyer, Amy Mogill, Steve Morris, Paula Newberger, Faye Nippon, Leslie Rapkin, Fanny Reese, Bud Rosenberg, Jacqueline Schindler, Mark Schoenholtz, Brenda Shapiro, Roz Shapiro, Simone Shaw, Francis Sheff, Joe Sheff, Norman Toff, Shelley Toff, Ruth Turchin, Eugene Udwin, Leslie Zwain, Amit Ben Shirley, Ariel Bat Rivka, Ariella bat Shoshana, Chana Pesa bat Golda, Chaya Esther bat Chana, Devorah bat Ruth, Esther Badana bat Shena Malka, Henya Rachel bat Sarah, Heshlev ben Devorah, Yosef Shmuel ben Bertha, Manya bat Fredel, Masha bat Esther, Menachem ben Frima, Mindela bat Frima, Mordechai ben Sarah, Moshe Hirsch ben Rivka, Pesach Lev ben Sarah, Sarah Mindel bat Chanaleah, Shirley bat Sarah, Shulamit bat Zillah, Cyril Reza bat Esther, Velvel ben Hindabela, and Yonatan ben Chasya. Now I'm going to ask you to take a few moments and offer prayers for the people who are on your personal prayer list. Take this opportunity to mention their names silently, but articulate the names as you're thinking about each one of them. And while we're praying, let's take this opportunity to offer prayers for people anywhere in the world who are suffering from the coronavirus. And let's pray for their caregivers as well. Let's take this opportunity to offer prayers for the people of the Ukraine and for the people of Russia. And once again, we need to offer prayers for the people of Puerto Rico and the other Caribbean islands that have been struck by the hurricane this past week. And while we're at it, maybe we should offer a prayer for the people who are in the way of the hurricane coming, which is ourselves, yes. Mm-hmm. Let's offer a prayer for our country, our place, which could use some healing. And, of course, a prayer for our planet, which needs all the help it can get. And let's go back to the music.
И тогда мы станем крепче и сильнее.
We must be strong and we must be healed.
Et nous serons fortifiés et guéris.
Nos fortalecemos y nos curaremos.
كلنا نكمل عندنا.
تتقوى وتتعافى.
سلامات بشين.
برتاتوننا تناناتون يستن.
त्यसपछि बलियो हुन्छौँ र निको हुन्छौँ.
Le chomwese aoyorno.
So this evening we have heard some of our favorite melodies. Is that right? Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's nice when we can do that. Well, you know, at this point in the service, it says on the script there, it says drash with, I think, two question marks. And when we were rehearsing the other day, I said, well, not unless I go home now and start writing. And that didn't happen. So rather than pretend that I have a sermon I would like to deliver to you now, since I'm working on sermons for the High Holy Days still, it's time for us to play Ask the Rabbi. So the way we're going to do this is if you have a question, and I hope you do, I hope you have many questions, please come forward, and Nina will make sure that you get the microphone. We have to talk into the microphone so people at home will get the questions. It's not enough to get the answers. You got to get the question. So, questions? Who has a question? Go ahead, Janet, please, come on up.
Okay. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, good. Why do we open the ark at certain times and not at other times?
Why do we open the ark at certain times and not other times? The ark is traditionally placed on the western wall of the sanctuary, but that is only true if you are west of Jerusalem. If you are east of Jerusalem, you have to turn it the other way. You know, you got to do it differently. But the point is that the ark represents Jerusalem and where the temple stood. And if the curtain is closed, it is understood that the receptivity to the particular prayer is not happening. So whenever we go to the ark, we open the ark. If we are standing over here, we don't open the ark. But when we are over here, it's like we are addressing God deliberately and personally. So that's why we open the ark. If you were in London, where would you put the ark? What wall would you put it on? The southern wall. Well, Jerusalem is south of. Yes. If you're in Jerusalem, what wall does the ark go on? Wherever you are facing the wall is where you put the ark. Yes. So if you are in synagogues in different parts of Jerusalem, you will see the wall, the ark on different walls. Yeah. Yes. So that's the answer to that question. Okay. Go ahead, Lynn. Come on up. The last time we let you up, you started a whole riot here, so. No, I'm not going to do that this time. Oh, yeah, right.
I just would like you to translate what is above the Torah and talk to us about it.
Yes, certainly. It says there, Da lifnei mi ata omed, which means know before whom you stand. And this is often put up in a sanctuary, frequently right above the ark. And what does it mean? It means be conscious of what you're doing in this space. You are not here in the same frame of mind as you would be if you were at a football game or something else. So be conscious of yourself and in whose presence you are. And of course, Jewish tradition says that a sanctuary, a synagogue sanctuary, is a holy place. And it is different from the rest of the building. It's different from the kitchen, it's different from the social hall, it's different from the offices. It's different. And so we try to encourage a different demeanor when we're in here. And sometimes it works. Sometimes, yes. But you have to come up, Rouse. This does not bode well for the gentlemen in the room. Demeanor, how you are behaving, your demeanor, how you behave. Yeah, go ahead.
How come at the beginning of the Amidah, the word Adonai is spelt out in Hebrew, and every place else the word Adonai appears, the Hebrew is just an abbreviation?
Yes. The Hebrew only appears as an abbreviation in prayer books. It does not appear that way traditionally in a Chumash. So I have no idea why that is. Yeah. Jacob, if you have a question, you have to come up here. Oh, you weren't waving. I'm sorry. Barry, are you waving? But you have to come up here, Barry. A lot of weight on your shoulders here, Barry.
Yeah, I know. Being only male.
I know. To step forward, yes.
Yes, I have a question concerning the blast of the shofar. Yeah.
Yeah.
The number of blasts, what does that signify? I'm accustomed to 100 blasts.
There's supposed to be 100 blasts in the course of it. So it's a nice round number.
So it's 36.
Yeah, that's true too. I don't know.
I'm accustomed to services with 100 blasts, yeah.
Well, when we do the shofar service during Rosh Hashanah, that's when you get the 100 blasts. You don't get it like we do here on no. But during Rosh Hashanah, and if you count every note, that's what you're supposed to get.
Which I do.
Yeah, we try.
Ross, right? I count on my fingers, right? Yes.
You just use your fingers, though.
I use my fingers.
So what happens when you get to like 50? What do you do, Barry? I mean.
Yeah, exactly. No, I do that. I go like this. I do.
And then, maybe this is too much information. Yeah. TMI. Oh, yeah.
I go back.
Oh, well, give it to Nina, please. Yes. Okay. Oh, Lynn, okay. We're on a roll here.
Would you translate each of the words on the windows
Is
and
this a
talk
test?
a little bit?
Is this a test?
No.
Yes. Okay, sure.
And talk a little bit about
a little bit about them. All right. So the first one over there says Torah. Okay? It says, oh, thank you. Did I get that right? Torah. So what does the word Torah mean? It means teaching. No, it means teaching or instruction. Do you know the Hebrew word for a teacher? Morah or moreh. Yes, moreh is masculine, morah is feminine. So you can hear the commonality, right? Morah, Torah. Okay, so that means teaching or instruction. When you see the word Torah rendered as law, that's a very bad translation of the word. It is not what Torah is. It's full of instruction. There are laws too, but it's all about instruction. So the next word is tefillah, and that means prayer, okay? And you can see that one is wrapped in a Torah scroll, which is interesting because the Torah is not. But tefillah I would not necessarily think of as connected to Torah, because there's very little in our prayers that is actually from Torah. Most of our prayers come from the Psalms and the words of the prophets. Most of it comes from Psalms. And a lot of it is written by various of the Talmudic sages when the liturgy was being created a while back. That's about 2,000 years ago, 1,800 years ago. So tefillah is prayer. The next one is tzedakah. And this is an interesting one because everybody knows what it means. What does it mean? That's exactly what it means. Do the right thing. Tzedakah means right. It comes from the root tzedek, meaning right or righteous, and it often is translated as charity, but it does not mean charity. Charity may be doing the right thing in some situations, but it's not always the best answer. Okay, so tzedakah means doing the right thing, and the understanding is that there are lots of things wrong with the world, and we can right them by doing the right thing. And one of the right things, for example, is feeding the hungry. It is a shanda that there are people in this country who don't have enough to eat. And we can help. We have an obligation to help. I'm going to be speaking about that in one of my sermons this High Holy Days. We have an obligation to feed the hungry. It comes to us from the Torah. And I'll talk about that on Yom Kippur. But while I'm on the subject of tzedakah and doing the right thing and feeding the hungry, let me remind you that we are doing a drive to provide money for the food pantry at Our Lady of Guadalupe Church, which is just down the road on 301 south of Sun City Center. We have done food drives before, and we've asked you to bring in food. But it turns out that if we give them money, they can take it to a federal food bank, and they can buy a lot more food for the same dollars than we can buy in the grocery stores. So we are doing a bigger mitzvah if we give them money. And if you have not already contributed to this, talk to Barbara Nova about it. There's Barbara waving her hand, because this is an important mitzvah. Really important, and especially to our friends who are not here in the sanctuary tonight, I want to say please take this obligation seriously, and keep in mind that in the High Holy Day liturgy, in one of the most critical prayers of the whole High Holy Days, it says that the decree of how we are going to fare in the coming year is dependent upon us, and it says that tefillah, teshuva u'tefillah u'tzedakah mavirin et roa ha'gezerah. Repentance, prayer, and tzedakah can avert the harsh decree. That's what it says, which is why we all do a tzedakah project on the High Holy Days. So this is an important one. Please give generously. We need to be able to contribute to this cause. So that's tzedakah. And when you hear it translated as charity, I want you to keep in mind that is one of the ways of achieving tzedakah, righteousness, doing the right thing. Only one. Over there, the first word on the right is shalom, and it is usually translated as peace, right? Except it doesn't really mean peace. Shalom comes from the root shalem, which means wholeness. And if you think about, take something that could break easily. We have things in our house that break easily, right? We have lots of things that break easily. Think of one of those, a bowl, a glass or something, and it's broken into pieces. And if you put it back together, you make it whole. And that's how peace is achieved, when we repair the brokenness. Okay? So, the word shalom is used to mean peace. In Israel today, if you were to buy something, they would ask you to pay for it, and the word that they would use is l'shalem, to make it complete. Okay? The transaction is, I give you some money, you give me something in return. That makes a complete transaction. That's whole again. Until we do that, it's not complete. So shalom represents completeness, and from that we get the concept of peace, but it doesn't actually mean peace. Hebrew is a really rich language with all of these different reverberations, and it's wonderful to be able to track them. And how many people here are subscribers, shall I say, to Hadassah magazine? There's a wonderful column in that magazine about Hebrew, every issue. Wonderful stuff. Okay, so the last one is mishpat, which probably is best translated as justice. Okay, mishpat. And the root of that is shin fe tet, shofet, which means judge, right? So, I'm saying right. Is there anybody who wants to comment on that? So we have a Torah portion that we did just recently called Shoftim, Judges, and we have a whole book in the Hebrew Bible called Shoftim, Judges. Mishpat is justice, and we are told to administer justice even-handedly. And justice that is not administered even-handedly is not actually justice. And so in the book of Leviticus, we're told not to favor the wealthy or the poor, but to treat people evenly, even-handedly. And so that's the notion of justice. So does that answer some of your questions about the words? Uh-huh. Okay. You took notes, did you?
Well, I mean, I always listen to what you say because I always learn from you.
Oh, good, good. I better be careful now. Yes, the time, I see that, yes. So I wanted to just ask, is there anybody else who wants to ask a question? Thank you. We are going to continue so that we can finish. And we're going to continue on page something. It's actually page 78 with Aleinu. Please rise. You will find the text on the screen, of course, as well. Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגור עלינו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא, שהוא נוטה שמיים ויוסד הארץ, ומושב יקרו בשמיים ממעל, ושכינתו זו בגובהי מרומים, הוא אלוהינו אין עוד, אמת מלכנו אפס זולתו, ככתוב בתורתו, וידעת היום והשבות אל לבבך, כי אדוני הוא האלוהים בשמיים ממעל, ועל הארץ מתחת אין עוד. And we read together, and so, Adonai our God, we look to you, hoping soon to behold the splendor of your power revealed, a world free of idolatry and false gods, a world growing more perfect through divine governance, a world in which all human beings make known your name, while those who do evil turn instead to you. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד. We continue now on page 85 in our prayer book. Sunset and evening star, and one clear call for me, and may there be no moaning of the bar when I put out to sea, but such a tide as moving seems asleep, too full for sound and foam, when that which drew from out the boundless deep turns again home. twilight and evening bell, and after that the dark. And may there be no sadness of farewell when I embark. For though from out our bourne of time and place the flood may bear me far, I hope to see my pilot face to face when I have crossed the bar. This Shabbat, the congregation is remembering Gerald Berman, brother of Harvey Berman, Sylvia Kessler, mother of Nancy Binder, Murray Blumberg, father of Bruce Blumberg, Jack Biller, father of Carol Gokin, Charles Malinak, father of Nina Malinak, Sylvia Levine, mother of Estelle Perlman, Louis Rapkin, father of Les Rapkin, Melba Reese, mother of Cliff Reese, Harry Brenner, uncle of Rachel Rosenberg, Amy Alsofrum, daughter of Shelley Toff, Harlow Skip Turchin, husband of Ruth Turchin, Selma Goldberger, mother of Cookie Weiss, Samuel J. Marshall, Marion Gelbman, Hyman Armel, Henry Gibson, Arthur David, Gerald Kleinman, and Neil Rohrecker. And we are counting Shloshim for Harold Mostov, brother of temple member Don Mostov. Kaddish is on page 86. Please rise. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, b'alma divrach irutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chaye chon v'yomei chon v'chaye dechol Beit Yisrael, ba'agala uvizman kari v'imru amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevarach le'alam u'lalmei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yithadar v'yit'aleh v'yithalal shmei dekudsha brichu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbachata v'nechamata da'amiran ba'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom bimromav, huyaseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Please be seated. Everybody's favorite moment of the service, announcements. Except Diane. Well, Diane, I just want to point out to you that they have a hook out there. They're going to pull us off the bima.
That's okay.
Talk fast.
Oh.
Talk fast.
Okay. I want to know, are there any simchas?
Oh, I have a simcha.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Yesterday was a very big simcha in our household. It was the second anniversary of the day on which Harley arrived at our house.
Oh.
And if you don't know the story about Harley, talk to me later. And if I've already had to sneak out because I have to make a hospital visit yet tonight, ask Jean. She'll tell you all about it. Yes.
Okay. All right. I want to thank Donna Wiener for lighting the candles, and I want to thank you to our wonderful tech team, and also for the rabbi who did a very inspiring service. Tomorrow there'll be no services. There are no classes for continuing Hebrew until October 25th, and no classes until October 20th for Jewish studies. If you have not received your High Holy Day tickets, please call Marlene Spiegel. Please look at your tickets or the Sholem News for the information regarding High Holy Day services. Also, I will tell you what services, it will also tell you what services are being live streamed. There will be a breakfast on October 25th after the Neela services in the social hall.
No, not October 25th.
Isn't it? Oh,
that's a very long fast.
Oh, I'm sorry. October. I wrote it down. October 5th.
5th.
It's
yes.
October 5th.
Yeah.
It was a typo.
Yeah, much better. Thank you.
Please call Ricky Bauman regarding what dish you can bring to the breakfast. The men's club will be putting up the sukkah on Friday morning, October the 7th at 10 a.m. Please call Stephen Tabin regarding help with this project. Sisterhood will be decorating the sukkah on Sunday, October the 9th. Please call Barbara Grossman if you want to help. The rummage sale will be on October 25th.
Yes.
From 9 to 2.
We've stopped fasting by then.
All right. Please bring soft goods on October the 16th from noon to 3 p.m. Hard goods should be brought on October 23rd from 9 to noon. Help set up on October 24th. Please speak to either Joe Ellen Bromberg or Marshall Letterberg regarding setup and working on the day of the rummage sale. Most of this information is in the Sholem News, and so there is a lot of information there. So if you can't remember anything I said, please look at that. The ONEG is being sponsored by Joy Rosen in honor of her daughter's wedding.
Are you done then?
I think so.
Yes, I have. Yes. So Diane. Oh, yes.
I'm sorry, I forgot about that.
Yes.
I left it over here on the side. These members, well, let me just say that the new members came in after I made my first announcement. One is Rochelle Rosenzweig and Yuri Reingold. And we have two guests, Carolyn Corlin and Jay Rothman. And you can raise your hands and wave so that everybody can see you. And please come back. Please come back to services. We really want you here, and it's always enjoyable.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
That was a paid commercial announcement. I want to remind you that you should put Thursday, December 1st on your calendar, 7 p.m. This is when the Tampa Jewish Community Center and Federation Women's Philanthropy presents the annual Bobby Carpe Women of Distinction program. The awards ceremony honors women who exemplify leadership and commitment to their organization and community. Join us that evening at Congregation Rodef Sholem in Tampa in honoring Beth Israel's 2022 Woman of Distinction, Donna Wiener. Tickets may be purchased from the Tampa Jewish Federation website. That's going to be a fun evening. And we're going to conclude the service with a little bit of fun, too. So get into the spirit of it. Roll it.
It's a brand new year, a chance to do things the right way. So I'll dip my apples in sweet honey, and I'll cast my sorrows into the bay. Till they're gone, till they're gone. I'll cast my sorrows till they're gone. I'm gonna start this new year right. I'm gonna make everything alright. Oh, I'll cast my sorrows till they're gone. Till they're gone, till they're gone. I'll cast my sorrows till they're gone. I'm gonna have a sweet new year. I'm gonna fill my life with cheer. Oh, I'll cast my sorrows till they're gone. It's Rosh Hashanah, it's a brand new year, and I've got a whole new attitude. I'll say sorry, I'll forgive her, I'll throw my breadcrumbs down the rivers. Oh, let's have a sweet year from me to you. Till they're gone, till they're gone. I'll cast my sorrows till they're gone. I'm gonna start this new year right. I'm gonna make everything alright. Oh, I'll cast my sorrows till they're gone. Till they're gone, till they're gone. I'll cast my sorrows till they're gone. I'm gonna have a sweet new year. I'm gonna fill my life with cheer. Oh, I'll cast my sorrows till they're gone. Till they're gone, till they're gone. I'll cast my sorrows till they're gone. I'm gonna have a sweet new year. I'm gonna fill my life with cheer. Oh, I'll cast my sorrows till they're gone.
Thank you all for being here. We're going to have a good time in the Oneg Shabbat in the social hall. Please join us. If you're watching at home, we hope that you have an Oneg Shabbat for your very own selves. And I want to say, before you go, I want to say, please join us for Rosh Hashanah services starting Sunday evening. Everybody be well. Shabbat Shalom.